Welcome everybody to the A.I.P channel where anything is possible. Tonight we're going to talk about Oak Island. Yeah, we know you have the TV show, but we're going to dig a little deeper in some of the stuff that's happened, some of the explorers who went through it. Lots of just dig down deep in some of the information. Some of the people who's been in there and trying to find stuff. On a small island off the coast of Nova Scotia lies one of the world's most enduring and expensive treasure hunts, Oak Island. A modest 140-acre plot land of Mahone Bay has captivated treasure hunters, historians, and mystery enthusiasts for over 2 centuries. The island's name comes to once abundant oak trees that dotted its landscape. Though many were cleared during numerous excavation attempts, today we'll dive deep into that fascinating history, keep discoveries, and ongoing mysteries of this infamous location, exploring not just the well-known stories, but also the lesser-known details that make this history so compelling. The story begins in the summer of 1795 when teenager Daniel McGinnis noticed something unusual while exploring Oak Island. A circular depression in the ground beneath an old oak tree. What caught his attention was a tackle block extending from one of the tree's branches, suggesting recent human activity. The depression measured about 13 feet in diameter, and the ground showed signs of settling. McGinnis, along with his friends John Smith and Anthony Vaughan, began what would become a centuries-long treasure hunt. Their initial dig revealed several fascinating features. At 2 foot, they found a layer of flagstone covering the pit. At 10 feet, they encountered a platform of oak logs. At 20 feet, they discovered a second platform. At 30 feet, a third platform appeared. This platform of oak platforms every 10 feet was unlike anything the boys had ever seen before, suggesting sophisticated engineering rather than natural formations. The complexity of the shaft construction was far beyond what local settlers could have achieved, pointing to a much larger operation. The discovery quickly attracted attention from the wider community. The three boys formed the Onslow Company in 1803. Marking the first official treasure hunting operation on Oak Island. This expedition made several crucial discoveries. They found layers of charcoal, putty, and coconut fiber, materials that weren't native to Nova Scotia. At 90 feet, they discovered a stone slab with mysterious inscriptions. Below the stone, they repeatedly found a vacant space and used a probe to strike what seemed to be a wooden chest. However, their celebration was premature. Upon returning the next day, they found the shaft flooded with 60 feet of water. This would later be attributed to an elaborate flood tunnel system, reportedly designed to protect whatever lay below. In the 19th and 20th centuries saw numerous and ambitious attempts to solve the Oak Island mystery, each adding new layers to the story. The Truro Company in 1849 introduced steam-powered pumps to combat flooding. They discovered traces of what appeared to be cement fault at 153 feet. They found layers of metal in their drilling samples. They identified a possible parallel shaft suggesting multiple tunnels, and they located evidence of the box drains, an elaborate flooding system. The Oak Island Association made significant progress in understanding the flood tunnel systems. They discovered that the flooding was tied to tidal patterns. They found evidence of artificial beaches on the island's shore. They suffered their first fatality, though, when their steam engine boiler exploded, and they also located what appeared to be a secondary shaft system. William Chappell and Frederick Blair conducted systematic drilling operations, retrieved wood fragments showing tool marks at 156 feet, discovered what became known as the Chappell Vault, retrieved 3 links of gold chain from their drilling samples, found fragments of parchment with visible writing, which, that's what I always wondered. Like, you hear they keep drilling holes, they drill holes, and it's like, man, they're going to tear up what the hell. Like, yeah, if they've got like ancient writing or something like that, they're just going to destroy everything that, or has been destroyed with people just steadily putting holes and stuff in it. But I mean, I do understand you got to drill the hole down there to kind of probe. You can't dig the whole island up. guess you could with enough money. You sure could. The old gold salvage and wrecking company used more advanced drilling technology, found evidence of concrete structures deep underground, discovered additional flood tunnels, retrieved pieces of wood showing evidence of hand tooling, located what appeared to be a lateral tunnel system. Even FDR got involved. Before his presidency, Roosevelt invested and visited Oak Island in 1909, maintained interest in the mystery throughout his life, kept detailed correspondence about developments on the island, and of course, his involvement brought national attention to the search. In the recent decades, they have brought more sophisticated technology to bear on the mystery. They have geophysical studies with ground penetrating radar has revealed multiple anomalies. Seismic testing identifies several underground chambers. Metal detection surveys mapped multiple metallic deposits. Sonar scanning revealed potential underwater structures. Satellite imaging has identified previous unknown features. Of course, the Lagina brothers, that's from 2014 to present right now, is what's working in there right now. They have located the original money pit area using modern surveying. Found numerous artifacts, including a 17th century Spanish coin, a medieval lead cross probably linked to the Knights Templar, human bones with Middle Eastern DNA markers, ancient pottery fragments, military buttons from multiple European armies, identified multiple shaft systems using modern technology, located evidence of pre-colonial European activity, and they also discovered sophisticated engineering works in Smith's Cove dealing with the flood tunnels and stuff. Some of the possible theories, of course, about Oak Island have evolved with each new discovery. The pirate treasure theory, of course, is with a possible connection to Captain Kidd's lost treasure. Evidence of Caribbean materials with the coconut fiber supports a possible pirate involvement. Historic records show pirate activity in Nova Scotia, and a complex engineering might explain sophisticated, flood tunnels. Another possible connection is the Knights Templar with the lead cross showing Templar symbolism. Dating of structures aligned with Templar timeline. The sophisticated engineering matches, of course, with Templar capabilities. They're known to build some amazing stuff. Possible connection to Scottish Templar refugees. Also, they have the British military theory. They found evidence with coming from artifacts from that British military. The timeline matches the American Revolution. Engineering complexity suggests military resources. A location ideal for protecting military payroll. It's out of the way and out of sight, out of mind. It kind of made me wonder, like, they did all this stuff to protect it. Like, how are they going to retrieve it at one point? You don't just bury your treasure in the ground. Like, okay, this is here forever. You're planning on going back, and something happens. How are they going to get it back out? So it makes me wonder. We got the Baconian theory, suggests Sir Francis Bacon hid manuscripts. Sophisticated encoding systems match Bacon's work. His timeline aligns with the Bacon life, and evidence of literary materials, parchment, of course, kind of leans towards Sir Francis Bacon. And then you got Nova Scotia's Micmac perspectives. You get the traditional stories about the island. You get the evidence of the pre-colonial activity, indigenous knowledge of the area. Of course, oral histories about, European visitors coming along. We dive into more modern archaeology has transformed the understanding and going through there because they're using so much stuff now. It's pretty amazing. If you don't watch the show, it's like I said, there's a lot of episodes and lots of stuff to keep up with. And like I said, a lot of them, they find one little thing here and then they travel around and look at stuff. So, but it's still, at the end of the day, you're finding things that shouldn't be there. They're digging in the ground 67 feet. They shouldn't be pulling out timbers and logs. And, of course, there's a lot of people that dug that place up to hell. So, they got to find whatever, what is, what is original, what is searcher, what is possible that they didn't know about, is that's the hard part, because so many people have gone in there and tried to find it and destroyed the poor island, they've used carbon dating of artifacts more and more. They got their old um, building with all kinds of high tech, they're, you think about the show, and it's not like, man, whatever, but these guys are spending millions of dollars to figure this thing out. Like literally, I mean that bore machine, they keep drilling holes, just boring the holes that are there. But when they, when they're digging them big holes, like it's a lot of money, and just the dirt where you got the big heavy track holes and stuff there all the time, and all them people you got to pay. Like, man, it's a lot, and then just getting equipment to the island is a lot. It's not a you got one little road to get there, and it's not an easy thing to do either. So it's expensive just to get stuff there. It's expensive to do anything, the permits, and dealing with the Canadian permits and stuff. Is a nightmare in its own stuff. But they have used DNA analysis, of course, of the human remains. They've the chemical analysis of materials. They do dendrochronology of wood structures. They do isotope testing for metal artifacts. They're trying to dot all their T's. I mean, dot all their I's and cross all their T's. Getting it backwards there, and they're trying to cover all their bases. That's the cool thing I like about it. It take a little bit of time out of the day to watch it, and like I said, it's fun to me. It's interesting to me, and I hope it is to you for even the ones who are listening to this. Of course, and on top of everything, they're thinking about the island. They don't want to destroy the island. I mean, they have the means. They could have just bore a hole through the whole thing and dug the whole island up, really, you know. But they don't want to do that. They're trying to conserve the island and stuff. They're trying protection of historic sites. I know they got a whole archaeological dig on one of the lots. They're trying to find the information. They're trying to do a very good job or preservation of the artifacts. When they find documentation of findings, um, they're making sure their environmental stuff, they're not, polluting anything. Um, with watching the water table, make sure they're not messing with the water stuff, everything. They're going through it all, and they're trying to make sure everything they're doing is, like I said, is up and up. Is it's kind of how I kind of respect that. Of course, they've used more technology. They keep on bringing more and more guys. They go in their war room, and like I said, if you haven't seen the show, they come in their war room and they'll bring more and more people out there. They'll do 3D mapping, tunnel systems. They'll go out, and do underwater archaeology. Um, with the caissons, they'll actually put somebody down in the caissons looking around and stuff. With divers. I mean, like I said, they've done remote sensing technology, environmental monitoring, and kind of, seeing their, water testing, see if they have any gold or silver in the water, so they know if they might be getting close to something, because it's going to, that stuff is, in water. If it's in water, some of it's going to kind of come off and get into the water system and stuff, and you'll be able to see, that you have it close by, to the original, what they call it, the money pit. They had the primary shaft was about 13 feet. I said when we were talking in the beginning, it was like, platforms every 10 feet. The platforms kind of prevented cave-ins during construction and create air pockets to slow water infiltration. Of course, also it served as progress markers for builders and allowed staged construction with, with rest periods. They build a layer and then they'll come up and, they build another layer and up they go. And of course, being the oak, it's hardwood, very good water resistance. When they're checking all the wood that they do find kind of advanced tool usage. The dendrochronology dates some samples back to the 1630s and 1700s. So over 400 years old. These guys, it's just amazing. You think about it, like if, especially if the timeline, if it's just there on that timeline, like around 1630 to 1700s, or if it's older, having the means and the manpower and the technology to be able to accomplish what they accomplished. That they had the flood, built the flood tunnels and put all this stuff in, and dug all this stuff up. They got. And so I mean, they had to been digging with shovels and stuff. Like, man, how many damn people was on this island to allow this situation to happen? How many people was there to? It's just mind-boggling. Really. We know kind of what it would take for us to go in there and even try to attempt to do anything like this, and it would be a major, major ordeal, and we probably couldn't do what they did, really. Just to the point they used clay seals um, between the platforms to kind of keep the water out, so they knew, understood that. Some of the materials they brought, it was, is a interesting part. Like the coconut fiber and stuff, they brought these materials with them to use for this situation, or use it. Even seems like, they brought so it must have been, lots of ships. That's why they kind of looking towards the Templar, because of, with the ships and the know how to build stuff and engineering. They kind of look. You kind of look at the old Templars, and go, maybe it was. Who else in that time frame could have designed and engineered what the marvels that we have sitting here? The box drains. They have their 5 finger light channels, kind of, and conversion at a center point to going back towards the thing, and so that it allow water. So even if you blocked off 1 or 2 of them, you still had 3 more to actually deal with to allow water into the tunnel. And you actually going through it and actually able to find all 5 of them. It made it, it made it pretty amazing. It had the water filtering through beach stone and coconut fiber. Like I said, they brought the fiber back with them, and it predates 1700s when they dated the fibers. Um, the complex hydraulic engineering, the using natural tidal power exploitation, self cleaning, the self cleaning mechanism, so it's able to constantly flow, and not get gummed up with junk and crap over hundreds of years, and still works to stay. It's amazing. Hell, we can't even make sewers now to help block up and back up and crap. And these guys did it on the middle of the island, in the middle of nowhere. Back 400 years ago. It just they possible. You know they made it artificial. It might have been like two smaller islands at one time, and they actually made it into one island. There's the possibility there too, and they actually did that and sunk a ship in the middle of it. They found all kinds of pieces of a ship in the swamp. I'm like, man, the engineering that went into this island is insane. To think about it. They say that the primary flood tunnel is probably like 500 feet long. So they dug down and got to where they want to be and dug a tunnel all the way across the damn place. Or all right, and dug tunnel, done down to the height and got it the height wise or whatever, and actually was able to, tunnel across the ground with pickaxes and crap, and dug all that stuff out. It's just amazing, It really is. You think about it, absolutely amazing. The if everything is true and everything, the speculations, everything, the engineering in my mind is just the most amazing thing of the whole thing. And if they're able to figure all the little details out, I mean, hopefully they find some treasures so they can, make some of this money back. I know, for the oldest brother, for Rick, this is a love affair. This is more than just, the treasure. This is, a lifelong dream and wanting this to happen. So it's pretty, pretty neat, to see, them trying so hard, looking back in, the, Templar timeline, you're looking at, the 1300s up to the 1590s, it's pretty well known, that a lot of the Templars are able to escape and kind of dig down and go and do different things and change their name and still be doing what they're doing. The Scottish refugees, the 1307, the 1314, and their naval fleet disappearance in 1308. Where did they go? They could have in 1300s, and that means if they did it in the 1300s, 700 years ago, they engineered this amazing marvel. Which, I mean, no, you're looking around and, you got the pyramids and Rome and all kinds of amazing marvels and stuff like that. It is still, but these guys went, to a little island in the middle of nowhere and done this stuff. It's pretty, you know, must have had some amazing minds, the expertise to be able to create the vault and the vault construction, the understanding of the hydraulics, and, having access to those kind of master builders, that were like the Templars they had, and then the money to be able to fund such a amazing accomplishment. It ain't cheap to have a whole bunch of people to sit there, uh, to dig all this stuff and work it and because they had to have workmen, the knowledgeable workmen, just not half-asses and shit, Um, it's like I said, it's just amazing me. They have all kinds of. Um, they've also found all kinds of symbols of geometric layout significance, astronomical alignments are on the island with, with uh, Dolan's cross and such like that. It's so many different ideas and stuff like that. It is wild to see all the ideas and everything. I mean, I could go on for a while. It's me keeping it down in the same point of a normal episode is um, I can I could probably do an hour on this, I imagine, and keep on, because all the different technology, all the more getting in more depth on more of the different things they're using, more of the stuff. There's so much I could add. Uh, that it just getting to the nitty gritty detail. But I imagine if you're interested in like into this and getting that point of that, getting that detail, I mean, it's easy to find. You can get online and start looking and seeing some of the stuff, and do like I did and have a bunch of notes and stuff like that. I got a huge page of notes. Like I said, I'm not even gonna get to all of it just because of all the just time constraints. It's just amazing. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all, as always, and we're gonna start 2025. We've been doing some pretty good ones so far, and we'll keep it going. As always, I appreciate y'all listening. Like and share in the comments, and let me know what you think. Do you believe they'll ever find a treasure? Make sure you like and share. We're on all the platforms you can think of. We're on the Spotify. We're on the YouTube, Rumble, Amazon, Pandora. We're on Pandora now. So, like I said, anywhere you can see us. And if you don't see us on there, let me know. I'm on Substack. We're on the Trouble Minds Radio Network. Digital Broadcasting, KUAPD. And check out some of the great shows on there with Trouble Minds and South Cedar Paranormal and Matt Thau and so many others. There's lots of different ideas and stuff you can check out. So check that out. And, like I said, make sure you hit the little like, bleep bloop in the comments. Let me know what you think. What do you want to hear about? Let me know what you, in the comments, let me know what you want to hear. What we want me to talk about. So as always, I appreciate y'all listening. And as always, y'all keep on keeping on. And Peace and chicken grease. Y'all be good.